Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed in myself right now. Green beans? You remember the battle we've been having with green beans? Jar after jar after jar. Let's talk about what I did wrong. What is up, everybody? Bill with Honest Open Permaculture Hop Farm. If you've been following me along this year, you know I've been struggling growing green beans. I finally got some green beans grown, harvested, and this is what I did. Last week, I got about a 5-gallon bucket and a half harvested of green beans. So it's time to start canning, right? So I do some research, figure out how long I need to can them, what I need to do to can them, and I start canning. I'm thinking I'm doing a great job. I've got like 30 something cans done, and now we come to this week and I'm like, I got 8 gallons of green beans picked and I need to can those. So I start doing the same thing I did last week to canning my green beans. My wife Erin realizes what I'm doing and says, babe, I'm pretty sure those need to be pressure canned, not water bath canned. So you're telling me the 8 pounds of green beans that I picked and packed and canned last week, I did them wrong? Yep, I sure did. I read the directions, but I either overread or misread where it said pressure can instead of water bath can. So I water bath canned all these green beans for 35 minutes. When, yeah, you can water bath can green beans, but you got to do it for like 3 hours, not 35 minutes. I don't trust them. Actually, some of the seals are already popping off on them, and there's already mold in a couple of them. Now, I am salvaging a little bit of this. The ones that are moldy and stink, I'm just throwing away into the compost. The ones that don't smell mold, that aren't moldy and don't stink, feeding them to the chickens. It's a lot of work. A lot of time growing them, harvesting them, preparing them to be canned, water bath canning them, even though I did it incorrectly. I did everything right, except for I water bath canned them instead of pressure canning. Erin, she's in some canning groups on Facebook, online. Some people said they're probably not that big of a deal. Just check them when you open them. If there's no mold, they don't stink, go with it. Other people are like, you're crazy, you're gonna kill these people by giving them that advice. So I don't know what to believe. I don't want to kill my family, make my family sick, make my new baby sick, or my wife sick. So I'm gonna err on the side of I'm gonna take precaution just in case. I don't want to get anybody sick. Most of them just smell like canned green beans. And I'm sure if this was a poop hits the fan type scenario, I would not be throwing these away. If we needed this food to survive, to live, whew, I could smell that as soon as I opened it. This one's not right. Whew, this one's right. I would not be eating stuff like this that smells like this. What I would do is I would put these in the refrigerator. Maybe even pop them open, put them in bags, and freeze them. As long as they don't smell bad like this. This smells fine. It smells like green beans. I wouldn't doubt it that it's not gonna hurt me one bit if I eat the ones that aren't moldy and haven't spoiled. But I'm not taking that chance at the moment. We don't have to take that chance in the moment. There's no need to risk our health just because I messed up. I definitely won't make this mistake again. That's one good thing about me messing up stuff like this. That's the best way I learn. I mess up. When I mess up pretty good like this, I will never do this again. I promise. But if it was a poop hits the fan scenario, I wouldn't be throwing out all this that was maybe good. We'd be eating it right away. That was what we'd be eating for every meal. We'd have green beans with it, with every frickin' meal. It would suck, but we would eat them. And the ones that are bad, we would put in the compost like I'm gonna do. These 5 smell nasty, moldy. Definitely wouldn't feed it to anybody. I don't even think I'd feed it to pigs. I'm not gonna feed it to my chickens. It's gonna go in the compost. But look down here, we got us another 5-gallon bucket of green beans, cooked green beans, that is gonna be the chicken feed today. So I'm gonna go feed these to the chickens, and then let's go to the back field and show you what the actual green bean plants look like. Oh yeah, look back here too. Look, here's 3 gallons of green beans I still have. There's probably still 5 to 8 gallons of green beans in the back field, what I'm about to go show you. And the ones I did yesterday. We have 24 jars. Some of them quarts, some of them pints. These done right. These were pressure canned in the pressure canner. So let's go to the back and show you the actual green bean plants and do some picking. All right, we made it back here to the gardens. Here's the green bean rows. Man, that sun is bright. Right in my face. Let's show you what they look like. They are looking good, y'all. Very thick. All that greenery is pretty much green beans. All the same here in this row. And then same here in this row. I picked this one 2 days ago, but man, it's all ready to be picked again. Look. Look at that. Just bunches and bunches. I just reached down there and pulled 3 huge ones out. So, even though I messed up that first harvest, I'm gonna have more than I know what to do with. There is probably, now looking at it, it's probably at least 2 more 5-gallon buckets, probably 10 gallons left in here. So our goal for green beans for the year is to have over 50 cans. With what's left in here, and if I don't mess up the canning process, we should be good to go. They're all over the place. And delicious. They're good fresh too. I don't use any type of pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, chemical fertilizers, none of that. So I can just eat these things for breakfast, as I'm doing right now. I'm gonna stop stuffing my face, get to picking, and I'll give you a shot at the end on how many I got today. All right, it is later in the day. The sun is now behind me instead of directly in my face. We came back down for a second picking, got this bucket full. It took this whole row and this whole row, its second pick to fill that bucket. We still have a second pick on this row, and there's gonna be a third pick on each one of these, and probably a third pick on that one. So we probably still have at least another 5 to 10 gallon bucket full, because each pick they get a little bit thinner. There's not as many of them. So on this next pick, on the second one, I'll fill up probably half the bucket with that row and fill up the other half of the third pick on this row. Then I'll come back and probably third pick that one, or I'll leave that third pick for seeds, and I'll let those plants take the pod, the green bean, to seed mode so we can get seeds for next year, which is probably what I'll do. So we'll do a third picking on these two, a second picking on this one, and be done. That'll give me about 24 pints off a 5-gallon bucket is what I got last time. So we're gonna get over our 50 cans where I'd like to be in our storage for green beans, and we're gonna get a lot more. So that's gonna be awesome. I really appreciate y'all following me along on this green bean excursion. It's been fun, it's been a wild ride, but we have been successful. Well, as long as I don't mess up when I can these, right? If you made it this far, you get the bonus clip. We got all our green beans done. Check it out. There is 64 pints with these on the top shelf, these on the middle shelf, then these down here, and then we have 8 quarts. So we have plenty of green beans for the rest of the year.